Once upon a time, in the heart of Maryland, there existed a truck driver named James. His weathered face bore the marks of countless miles traveled, and his hands gripped the steering wheel with unwavering determination. James had chosen this life, a life on the open road, because it was the only way he knew how to survive. Every morning, before the sun peeked over the horizon, James would climb into his trusty rig. The engine would roar to life, and he'd set off on another journey, hauling goods from one corner of the state to another. The highways became his lifelines, and away from home for 10 to 14 hours days. He'd watch the world blur past, lost in thought, wondering if there was more to this existence. Between truckers and brokers, these brokers, hidden behind polished desks and expensive suits not doing much work, held the strings that controlled the trucker's fate. They'd call him with loads, but only to slash the rates, making the rates cheap, while the brokers make most of the money. James would grit his teeth, swallow his pride, and take the job anyway. The bills needed paying, with no help anywhere, not even from the government, who overlooked the drivers. The government and the FMCSA make rules that hurt the drivers, but don't do anything to stop these brokers from robbing the drivers with these cheap rates. Feels like they want these drivers to go out of business. James looked to God for forgiveness and asked for help, praying for not only him but for all the truck drivers. We gotta trust in something bigger than ourselves. Call it God, fate, or the universe, it don't matter. But when you're out there alone on that highway, remember you ain't truly alone. God can do all things, there's nothing too hard for him. As James drove down the road, he told God, "I'm tired. I don't know what he has planned in his life," but James said, "God, I give it all to you, I can follow." And so, as James drove through the Maryland landscape, he whispered prayers to the wind. He asked for fair rates, safe roads, and a little grace. And sometimes, when the sun dipped low and the sky blazed with colors, he felt a warmth, an inexplicable presence that eased his burden. James drove into the sunset, the strains of a nice song playing on the radio. He whispered, "Thank you.